So Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse is set to release this June, and with every day that goes by we get closer to that release date. Its predecessor, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, was groundbreaking on so many levels, and definitely is one of the best superhero movies of all time, from its innovation in animating to its grand storytelling. However, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, I worry for, and I'll tell you why. So I want to put out a disclaimer before we get into the video. I have no issue with Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. In fact, I have nothing but praise for that film. It's one of my most hyped comic book movies for this year. However, I do have some potential worries with it when it does release. I'm scared that Across the Spider-Verse may not live up to Into the Spider-Verse. As Into the Spider-Verse is such a revolutionary and groundbreaking film, Across the Spider-Verse has a lot to live up to, and I'm worried that it potentially might not. So in this video, I'm going to cover a few points that I think it may fall short on. Now, when it comes to the animation, I'm more than confident from what I've seen that this movie is definitely going to be visually pleasing. In fact, I think this movie, with the 6 dominant art styles that have been confirmed, is going to be another earth-shattering animation movement that Across the Spider-Verse will accomplish. However, storytelling-wise, I can't say the same. I have 3 points that I have broken down in which I think Across the Spider-Verse might struggle to live up to Into the Spider-Verse on. Number 1. Too many spider people. This is always a worry that I have for any movie that handles more than 5 characters at its helm. It's that there are too many characters featured, which leads to oversaturation in the story, and the main characters and the main story not getting as much attention as it needs, leaving it underdeveloped. Some examples of this in Spider-Man media are The Amazing Spider-Man 2, that despite the amount of stories and B-plots and characters, could have actually been a good movie, but because of the amount that Sony wanted to force in to feed their audience for their future Spider-Man cinematic universe, the film fell short critically and box office wise as well. Although it can't be said for the box office numbers, Spider-Man 3 had the exact same problem. Too many stories and main characters dragged that movie down when it could have been a masterful finale to the Sam Raimi Spider-Man trilogy. I worry the same for Across the Spider-Verse. However, yes, most of the Spider-People will be backseat cameos and little minor roles. However, when you consider the cast and who are going to be the main characters in the film, you start to wonder. We have Miles Morales, who will be the main focus of the movie. We have Miguel O'Hara, who will be one of the antagonists of the movie, presumably, who is looking for his daughter. We also have the Spot, who is going to be the main antagonist for the film, although I'm willing to let him slide because I believe he'll have more to do in Beyond the Spider-Verse. We have Gwen Stacy, the co-lead to Miles Morales. It's also been confirmed that Gwen Stacy will have a major part to play in this film. In fact, a large proportion of the film will actually take place in her universe according to the producers. We have Miles' parents, who are a massive influence on the character and cannot go ignored as a main part of the cast. We have Peter B. Parker, who seems to be taking more of a back seat in this film. However, the trailer shows us that he now has a child, presumably Mayday Parker, which means he's got some kind of story going on in this movie as well. We also have the story of the Spider HQ and how that got there too. We will also have some kind of Jessica Drew story as well, since she looks like she's the right-hand woman of Miguel O'Hara, or at least she seems like she'll be teamed up with him. The official Across the Spider-Verse Twitter account actually revealed some new logos the other day from some of the Spider-People that will be featuring in this film. Not including the ones that we've already mentioned, we've got Ben Reilly, Spider-Man India, Cyborg Spider-Woman, and Spider-Bite, who presumably are also going to be a part of the main cast as well, or else that logo drop was just really random. And with all of this going on, it takes me on to my next point very, very nicely. Number 2, the charm is gone. The charm of the first film is the fact that they somehow managed to make a Spider-Man origin story, a coming-of-age story about Miles Morales with the least grounded scenario ever. When you think Spider-Verse, what do you think of? High stakes, multiple Spider-Men and women, Morlun, Madam Web, all of these non-grounded characters, stories, and universe-shattering events. The charm of Into the Spider-Verse is that they somehow managed to ground the character and the story whilst also introducing the idea of there being multiple Spider-People. And I'm really afraid that they're gonna go too big with Across the Spider-Verse. I know it's a sequel and I know it's gotta go bigger and better than the first, but I'm scared that it'll lose what made the first one so special by going too big and too grand. Family and expectations were the themes of the first one, and it would be really nice if they focused the primary theme of Across the Spider-Verse around something like love, for example. A relatable human emotion that everyone feels, so every person that walks out of that theater can relate to Miles Morales despite the fact that he just crossed the multiverse and met a bunch of alternate reality Spider-Men. And speaking of love, Number 3. Miles's and Gwen's relationship. I think this is a major one for me personally. They need to get their relationship right in this film. This has to be one of the biggest, if not their biggest priority of Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. The trailers seem to hint towards it being a big part of the film, which I'm very happy about, but you know trailers nowadays, they're always misleading. Yeah, I'm looking at you, Morbius. But Gwen and Miles is something that this film has to nail on its head, or else it's not gonna work. It's something that they built up in the first movie, and even though them being together was only touched upon a few times as hints, this movie, with them getting older and growing up, should be a core element and theme for the film. It could be something that they could dramatically sway the emotional stakes of the movie with. Like I mentioned before, Spider-Verse's initial charm was the humanity that it brought to its characters. That despite the multiverse, despite the stakes and other Spider people, at the end of the day, it still took time to spend key moments with these characters. And at the center of Across the Spider-Verse needs to be Miles and Gwen wholeheartedly. And I really hope this is the case, and I'm sure it will be. Like I said at the start of the video, I am really optimistic about Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. However, there is one side of me that really worries that this film could lose its charm, and will focus on being the bigger picture and the cameos. But hopefully, it doesn't. And to be honest, with Marvel Phase 4 being as glum as it was, I've really got no hope for Phase 5. I just have to wait for Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania to reignite my spark for the MCU as it stands at the moment. So with that established, Across the Spider-Verse has my biggest hopes for being the best comic book thing of the year, besides maybe Marvel's Spider-Man 2. But with that being said, that is it for today's video essay. If you did enjoy this video, make sure to hit a like on it, and also tell me in the comment section down below, what do you think about this topic? Do you agree with me? Do you not agree with me? I want to know all of your thoughts. Are you excited for Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse? Are you excited for Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse? Let me know in the comment section like I did say. Make sure to hit that subscribe button. Make sure to hit the bell so you do not miss any more video essays as soon as they come out on the channel. And also, I just want to say, subscribe to Lewis Fiction and Lewis News. These are my two new YouTube channels, basically where I post fan fictions and I post shorts where I do all of the news every single day. So any news that comes out, I cover it all on Lewis News. And also, if you want to subscribe to me for my fan fictions, I don't actually post fan fictions on this channel anymore. I post them on Lewis Fiction. And the finale to my Spectacular Spider-Man Season 3 series is coming out on January 21st. So make sure you're subscribed so you do not miss that. But with that being said, thank you guys for watching once again, and I'll catch you all in the next video. Take care and peace.